Okay. Last time we discussed the measure of the center. Is actually in chapter 3. We are describing again. We are describing the distribution again, but numerically with the statistics. So we discussed is how can we measure of the center? It is for the location, and we had 3 statistics: the mean, median, and mode. Simply, the mean was an average. The median, for the median, we have to put them in order. And even number of cases and odd number of cases is a little bit different. But anyhow, we just take the middle value in the ordered the data, and the mode was the most frequent value. So do you have any question for the last topics, the measure of the center? And also, we had the homework number 1, and it will be due tonight. Any question in homework number 1? But let me try the number 8, because as many students is asking me about the number 8. So let me go to the Pearson's MyLab and the all assignments. It's already I posted the homework number 2. It will be due Friday, okay? But let me go to the homework number 1 and number 8. Some of you is already finished. It's already finished the homework number 1, right? But if you didn't, then let me give you a tip. In number 8, yeah, we make the stem and leaf, right? So please look at the 20 cases. You know, the MyLabs is a computerized the system, so you might not have the same values, right? But here is my 20 cases. Then can you tell me which one is the most and which one is the least, please? Is my case the most one and the least one? 49 is the most, and which one is the least? Just the 20? Okay. So we have to put some numbers in the stem. So we have to figure out who is the smallest one and who is the biggest one. So as we did before, I just put 2, 3, and 4. But only 3 values in stem, it is too small. So the number 8 is suggests to us is another way. We can split. We can split it's 2 parts, the 2 lines for each value. And the first one is from is 0 to 4. And the second one is from 5 to 9. And you know the 3 in stem, they must be the 30s. But the first one from as 0 to 4 again. And the second one is from 5 to 9. It's consistently, it's 0 to 4 and 5 to 9. It's a 50-50, 50-50, 50-50. As a split is 2 parts, right? So this one is another idea. We can make more lines in the stem and leaf, right? Because when we have a small, there's a number of values instead. So the number 8 it suggests us to make the stem and leaf based on the idea, the splitting, the stem and leaf. But you know, MyLabs, it is very picky, you know, because the MyLabs is a computerized, right? So it have to match the answers what it had, right? So it suggests to us is using the ascending. So the first one must be what? ascending, descending, right? But it must be 2, 2, 3, 3, and 4 and 4. Anybody who tried 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2? So you got the wrong answer? Did you try again? Or just you gave up? So you didn't get any credit? Please email me. Okay? That is no problem. You know, my labs is have only a couple of answers. It's couple of the correct answers, right? It is not your fault, right? Even though you answered is a 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, so you didn't get any credit, or if any other minor mistake, if you didn't get the credit, but finally you click the final answer. But if you think it's close enough, then please complain to me. I can give you the credit. You don't have to try again. You don't have to click the similar question and try again. Just email me. But if you want to email me during the homework, you have to go to just a second. If you have to go here, and please email me here. Then I can see your answer and the correct answer. Then now I can compare your answer and the correct answer. And if it is close enough, then I can give you the correct. You understand what I'm saying, right? If you email me through the school system, I cannot see your answer. So if you have any complaint, any question for the homework, please click this help button and please email me here. Then I can see exact your numbers and your answers and the correct answers as well. Right? Yeah. So please email me. I will give you the credit. It's not your fault. But actually, the ascending means is 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, and 4. And now I can plug the leaf for each. The very first one is a 20. The 20, yep, this one. 49 here. 30, 26, yep, 6 must be the next one, right? And 44 is up to 4. And 34, 32, 47, 27, 36, here is a bar, and 31, 40, 43, 24, 47, 33, 49, and 35. 35 must be the second one, and 27, and 47. Good, right? If you didn't finish up the homework number 1 tonight, you have to do like this. But it's one more. You have to be careful. It's another part. Okay, so now I put 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, and 4. When you put the leaf, I think you must put in order. Right? Yeah. So when you are doing the homework, yeah, please prepare the clean paper, the clean sheet, and try to make the same leaf like me. But when you copy onto the computer, you put the leaves in order. Okay. So now I have to say it's a 0, space, and 4. Anybody who put the comma? Anybody who put the comma in the leaf part in the right hand side? Probably you didn't get any credit. Yeah, but that is the same thing. Only because you put the comma in the left hand side, the leaf, so you cannot get any credit, just to stop it and email me. Okay, I can give you the credit. But please don't put any comma in the right hand side. Space bar is enough. Okay, and the next one. There is the 6, 7, 7, okay, in order, 6, 7, 7. And the first three, I got 0, 4, 2, 1, 3. But I have to put them in order. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4. The very first one is a 0. The 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 each. And the second 30s is a 5 and 6. And the first 4 is a 0, 3, 4. And the very last one will be 7, 7, 7, 9, and 9. It's good, right? Yeah. So the number 8 is a new topic, is a new idea. When we have only 2 or 3 values instead, then sometimes we can split and we can make a bigger statement. Okay, so it is another idea. Anybody who has another question for homework number 1 and another question? See, if you tonight, I posted the homework number 1 on Monday, and it is due tonight because I want you do the homework number 1 on Monday, Tuesday, yesterday, and if you have any big question, you can ask me now. Absolutely, if you have any small question, then immediately you can email me. Going to the help here, and you email me on Monday or Tuesday, and I can reply to you. But some other big question, then you can ask me in the next day lecture. And we can discuss it like this, and then you can finish up by tonight. Okay? So today, I already posted the homework number 2. Please do tonight, tomorrow. Any big question, ask me on Friday and finish up Friday midnight. Anybody who finished up the homework number 1? How long did you take?
30 minutes.
30 minutes, 40 minutes, in an hour? Anybody else? In an hour? Yeah. Most of the time, I post the homework, you could finish up in an hour. Every day. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So please do the homework before the next day. Yeah. But still, you have a chance. You have a time to finish up the homework number 1. But if you want to ask me in the next day, then you have to try before the next day. You understand what I'm saying? There's no more question in number 1. Okay. If you didn't the homework number 1 yet, please do the homework number 1 by tonight. And if you did, then please try the homework number 2. It will be due Friday midnight. Okay. Okay, then today, let me discuss the measure of the variation. It is the size. We are going to discuss the size of the distribution. Today, I will give you another 3 statistics. The first one is the sample standard deviation. Please don't look at this. We are going to look at the formula later. Please don't look at this. So the first one is the sample standard deviation. And the second statistic is the sample variance. And the last one is the range. Before, we had 3 statistics for the center, the measure of the center. Mean, average, median, and mode. Today, we have another 3 statistics for the measure of the variation. Standard deviation, variance, and the range. And 3 and 3. Let me discuss range first, because it is the simplest one. It can be defined as the maximum minus the minimum. So please look at this example. Here is the 5 heights. 72, 73, 76, 76, and 78. 5 heights, I think, in inches. Who is the tallest one? They are in order. The last one is the 78. Which one is the shortest one? 72. How can you get the range? The maximum, tallest one, 78, minus the shortest one, minimum, 72. It's very simple. Range. 78 maximum minus 72 minimum. And take the difference, it will be 6. 6, it will be the range. See, the range is one of the statistics. Statistics suggest only one value. So now the range is a 6. The verbally, the range. Before in exam, as some students, many students answer the range is between 72 and 78. No, thank you. Well, verbally, yeah, it is a range. But now the range is a name of the statistics. It must be a single value. It's not just a state. It's between 72 and 78. Yeah, it is. But now the range is one of the statistics. Must be a single value. 6. Okay, it's good. So simply take the difference between the maximum and minimum. It will be the measure of the variation, the range. 6. Good, right? And now I want to introduce you the variance. I'm sorry, the standard deviation. Yeah, I erased the formula, but today I will give you 6 steps. By the steps, we can take the standard deviation. First, step number 1. We can take the X bar. Do you remember who was the X bar? X bar was the sample mean average. Yes. Can you give me the sum? The sum of the 5 heights? Anybody? Please take the sum. Huh? 375 divided by 5. So how much will be the average? Huh? 75 even? 75 even. It is step number 1. Step number 2, take the difference. 72 minus 75, the mean, negative 3. 73 minus the mean, negative 2. 76 minus 75, that will be positive 1. 76 minus 75 again, positive 1. Last one, 78 minus 75 is a positive 3. Take the difference. Second step. Now, step number 3. Already we took the differences. Then now, take the square. Negative 3 square. You can try. Please, using your calculator, try to do negative 3 square. You must try. You must try using your calculator, please. Yes, please pull out your calculator and try to get negative 3 square. Anybody who got the answer? Just 9? Anybody who got the negative 9? Let me try. I have TI-84 here. Let's clear up. -3 square. Is it true? No. Any value, negative or positive, take square must be positive. Don't trust your calculator. What's wrong? Thank you. Yes. If you want to get +9, then I have to open the parentheses, -3, close it, and square. Then now we can take the +9. Be smart. Already we knew it. Any value, negative, positive, it doesn't matter. Take a square, it must be positive. So even though I got -9, but you should understand, it must be +9. Be careful. So let me go back to the example. It must be +9. -2 square, 4. And now +1 square will be 1. +1 square will be another 1. +3 square is again is a 9. Do we have a party outside? Any event?
It's the block party.
Oh, okay. After class, enjoy it. But now you are in the classroom. So that is the step number 3. How many steps? 6 steps. 3 more steps, right? The step 4, we take the sum. So take the sum. This is a 10, 10, and 4. How much will be the sum? 24. Step number 4. Now 5 divided by n minus 1. What is the n? N was the sample size, and now we had 5. So 24 divided by 4. 5 minus 1. 24 over 4. How much? 6. Finally, take the square root of it. Please don't answer square root of 6. It is not the answer. Please take the square root of 6 using your calculator. I have a 2.45. It is the final answer. 6 steps. And it is small s. Small s is the symbol for the sample standard deviation. 6 steps. Understand? Good, right? Take the mean, take the differences, take square, sum, divided by n minus 1. Finally, take the square root of it. Now, any question? Now, please look at the formula. What was in step number 1 again? Please remind them what was we got in step number 1. Who was the 75? What was the name of it? Average, the sample mean. Thank you. What we did in second step, we took differences, yes. I want to see the formula is 1 by 1. We take the mean, sample mean, step number 1, And we take the difference in the second step. What was step number 3?
Square.
Square, thank you. Oh. Huh? Okay. Take the mean, take the difference. Step number 3, we take the square. What was step 4? Take the sum, put the sigma. And then step 5, divided by n minus 1. Finally, square root of it. 6 steps. We took a sample standard deviation. What was the notation? What was the symbol? Small s. Small s for the standard deviation. I told you the mathematical notations, it is nothing, right? Don't be afraid. We can split 6 steps. The formula. It is the way to get the standard deviation. So by the 6 steps, we take the standard deviation finally. 6.45. So 2.45. The standard deviation. Any question? See? How many statistics? How many statistics for the measure of the variation? I told you 3, right? We discussed how can we get the range. And now we have 6 steps for the sample standard deviation. And what was the name of the second one? The sample variance, right? Already we took the sample variance. The value in step 5, 6, it is the variance. And now the last one, S, it is the sample standard deviation. Just before, take the square root of it, already we got the variance, the 6. Okay? Okay, let me see. The notation for the sample standard deviation is S. Then what will be the symbol for the variance? Simply, it will be S squared. We don't have any other notation. Simply just take square. Simply just take the square of the standard deviation. It will be the variance. The other way, take the square root of the variance. That will be the standard deviation. It's almost the same statistics. You know the sample variance up to step 5, sample standard deviation up to step 6. Absolutely, we took the square root of it. So we got 6 and 2.45. But the meaning, the measure of the variation, is almost the same. If I have a variance 4, how much would be the standard deviation? If I have 4 for the variance, then how much would be the standard deviation? 2. If I have a 9 for the variance, how much would be the standard deviation? 3. 16. 4. 36. 6. 81. 9. What I want to say, if I have a bigger variance, I will have the bigger standard deviation. Smaller variance, take the square root of it, the standard deviation will be smaller. Okay, now I have a question. Why do we need the two different names measure of the variation? It's almost the same, isn't it? Absolutely, mathematically, we need one more step to get the square root of it. But the meaning is bigger, smaller is a bit smaller. Why do we need step number 6? My question is, why? Why we have to take the square root of it? Why we have to take the square root to take another value? It's another name of the statistics. But you know the meaning, when I want to measure of the variation, it's the same thing, right? The variance and the standard deviation is the same thing. But why? Why we need a step 6? Any idea why? Okay, let me think. At the beginning, we had 5 heights, right? What was the unit? It's a feet? My height is 72 feet. It is inches, right? Yeah, it is inches. Remember, the unit, inches. Step number 1, we got 75 as a sample mean, average. What do you expect? What is the unit for the average, sample mean? Originally, we had inch. And now, the sample mean, step number 1. What is the unit? Say again? You're right. You said something, right? You didn't? Somebody said there. Oh, not me. No, not me. How do you think? What is the unit for the sample mean average? It is inches again. Does it make sense, right? Yeah? Please look at the variance. What will be the unit? Say again? Oh, no. Just inches? No. Inches square, thank you. Square inches. Why? In the middle of the procedures, in step 3, we took square. So the unit for the variance in step 5, it will be square inches. Just a second. Inches, feet, it is a measure of the length, height, right? What is the unit square inches for? Area. Unit is change. Have you ever seen this kind of notation? Something plus and minus something? When I want to add or subtraction, the first one and the second one must have same unit. Simply just take the square root of it. What do you expect? What will be the unit for the standard deviation? Inches again. Only because we take the square. So we have to take the square root of it to get the standard deviation. Finally, by the 6 steps, by taking square root of the variance, the mean, original data, and the standard deviation, they all have the same unit, inches. Only because of that. The meaning, the measure of the variation, the variance, standard deviation, exactly same, statistical. But only because of the unit, we need a step number 6. The return to the original unit, the inches. That is only the reason. Anyway, by the 6 steps, we can take the standard deviations. Any question? Okay, now let me explain to you is another way Why it's okay? Let me. Did you copy? Yes, here. Did you copy? Right? Yeah. So let me close it and open again. I want to explain to you the standard deviation is another way. Yeah, we are going to discuss the 5-number summary and the box plot on Friday. Okay, here. We have 5 heights. Yeah, please remember and please make a note. We have 5 heights. 72, 73, 76, 76, and 78. Let me make the box plot. I'm sorry. Let me make a dot plot. Dot plot. Can you remember the dot plot? So the smallest one is a 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 76, 77, and 78. I can make a scale and dot plot 72, 73, 2 76s. Here is the first one and the second one, and the tallest one is a 78. Do you remember the dot plot with the 5 heights, right? Okay, let me try the 6 steps again. Step number 1, what we got? Average. How much was the average? 75, thank you. We had step number 1, sample mean 75. Step number 2, what we did? Take the difference. 72 minus 75, negative 3. 73 minus 75 is negative 2. You know, actually, in math, take the difference. It is the distance. So we did 72 minus 75, negative 3. That is the distance from 72 and 75. Please remind the range. Range. Maximum minus the minimum. We got 6. What was a 6? Actually, it was the distance. It was the distance between 72 and 78. Statistically, it has a name, range. Right? So mathematics, difference suggests the distance. And 73, 75, that is a negative 2. And now it's between 76 and 75. Uh-oh. Just a second, I made the scale wrong way. Why you didn't tell me? It must be 75, 76, 77, 78, and we have 2 76s and 78. Yes, now is correct. The distance is +1, and the distance will be +3. We take the distance. Just a second. What we are doing? We are going to take the sample standard deviation. For what? Measure of the size, right? So it makes sense, doesn't it? Take the center, sample mean, and the what? In second step, take the distance. For what? The measure of the variation. It's good. It's good. It's so far so good, right? Do you understand why we need the mean first? Take the center. Why we need the difference? Take the distance. For what? The measure of the spread, the measure of the variation, right? Yeah, good, right? What we did, step 3, squared. Why we have to take square? You know, because of that, in step 6, in the last step, we take the square root of it. Because we take square in step 3. Okay, why? Why we have to take square? Already we take the distances in step 2, but now, step 3, we take a square. Why? Can you just, I have a one more one, you know, the distance, the second one. This is another one, positive one. We are going to take the sum later. In step 4, we are going to take a sum. Can you take the sum without square, please? Yeah, please try. -3, -2, +1, +1, and +3. How much will be the sum? 0 without square. Some of them on the left, it has a negative distances. -3, -2. Some cases on the right, it has positive distances. Sum up without square, nothing. But what we want to do? Measure of the variation, right? So we have to make some, right? Yeah. So we need a square. But later, because of that, we have to take the square root of it. Okay? Then what? Take the sum after square, and step 5, what we did? Divided by n-1. Thank you. And finally, take the square root of it. Yeah. So can you understand why we need a mean? Why we need a difference? Take the distance, right? And why we need a square? Because we have to make them all positive before take the sum, and now divided by n-1, and go back to take the square root of it. So that is a measure of the spread. It's a measure of the variation. The sample standard deviation. Any question? Look at this. It is the formula. It is the formula for the sample standard deviation. When I delete the square root of it, who was that? It's actually, it is s squared, the variance, right? The sample variance. Let me erase more. Then now, simply, the variance is sum over n. Who was the sum over n? Take the sum divided by n. Who was it? Average, the sample mean. But now, who was it? The variance. The variance is on average. The variance is on average of what? Square distance from the center, from the mean, right? So please try to understand why we need a variance. Why it is on average. Measure of the variation. Okay? So please try to understand the sample variance and the sample standard deviation in another way. Here is the quiz number 2 today. We have 5 minutes. And now we have only 3 cases. Yeah, please prepare the clean paper. And we have only 3 cases, the 0, 4, 5. And please apply the 6 steps to get the standard deviation. Anyone who need a paper? Anybody? Yeah. You can do the quiz number 2 on the back of the quiz number 1, right? But if you need an extra paper, please ask me. And now, Did I give you that last name? Just do it. Anybody who didn't get back your quiz number 1? Anybody else? What we have to get step number 1? Sum over square root of n. Anybody who took the sample mean, please? 3. Thank you. 9 over 3. 3. Then step 2, you have to take the difference. Negative 3, positive 1, positive 2. Am I correct? Yeah, please compare to your differences. Am I correct? Not yet. Okay, keep going. Yeah, please let me know if you take the 3 differences in step number 2. If I'm correct. Yes, yes, okay, thank you. Then now, step number 3, I need a square. I can say 9, 1, 4. Step 4, take the sum. 5, the division by n minus 1. Finally, take the square root of it. Don't answer square root of something. Yeah, please give me the decimals. Did you finish? Thank you. Good. Already I posted. Can you try this?
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Already I posted the homework number 2. So please try the homework number 2 today, tomorrow. And any question, email me, and even you can ask me on the Monday class. In the Monday, not Monday, Friday class. Have a nice day. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please do. Email me.
Yes, I will.
Yes.
How many decimals do you
It's a 2 or 3. The 2 or 3 decimals will be enough.
Yeah.
You gave me, right? Have a nice day. Uh-oh. See? You got 3. Step number 4. Step number 2, you solve straight 3. Not square one. Yeah, yeah. Everything is wrong. Why don't you try again here? Yeah. You understand what was your wrong procedure? You just click off 3 assembly. Thank you.